So we have an official The Last of Us Part 3 update, as well as the faction multiplayer getting an update as well. And we're also going to be talking about a reliable rumor in regards to Silent Hill's franchise. It seems there are more games that are unannounced that are going to be announced, hopefully soon. Now, before we jump into that, if you could do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, share the video, helps the channel a ton. It really goes a long way, and I appreciate it very, very much. Now, let's talk about The Last of Us Part 3. We got a slight little bit of an update. Very, very small, but still an update nonetheless. So, during a interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Neil Druckmann said, "I think there's more story to tell," in reference to The Last of Us. As you guys know, that The Last of Us Part 3 script has been written or has been outlined, and so there is reason to believe that they have intention to make a Part 3. They have really put that out there, especially now with the show happening, and it's going to cover the first game, and then Season 2 would cover the second game. Surely they would need to put out Part 3 before they could cover the third game, as the show is supposed to be a companion to the game. So people are going to watch a show, and then hopefully they'll be interested and go play the game, and people who've played the game probably watch the show. So first and foremost, the games come first, and then after that, the TV show comes next. So it's one of these things where Part 3 is all but surely confirmed to be happening. Whether that's in development right now, I don't know, but it seems to be very likely that it is in development. So I'm very much leaning forward towards it actually being in development, and I think that he's actively working on this. Now, if this show ends up doing incredibly well, you can better believe that they're going to focus even more efforts on Part 3, especially because they're going to need to do a Season 2, and then they're going to need to cover Part 3 with a Season 3, or if they end up splitting that into 2, I don't know. But based on what he said to The Hollywood Reporter, Part 1 is covered in Season 1, Part 2 will be covered in Season 2, and then you would think that Part 3 would be covered in Season 3. I really like the idea that they're not going to drag these parts out into multiple seasons at a time, as we've seen that happen with many different shows, not related to video games, but where seasons could have been more condensed and been a lot more enjoyable than to spread it out into many, many seasons, and then just it's really not that enjoyable. So Part 3 looks like it could be in development, and it really does seem like they're very much interested in finishing that story, as there is a lot of story to tell, as Neil Druckmann said. Now, following this, we also have an update for The Last of Us multiplayer game. Still no official name on it, but we're just going to call it The Last of Us multiplayer game. And they posted a blog post over on the Naughty Dog website. We're not going to go over the entire post, but I'm just going to talk about what is very important and very evident, which is that they are sharing more information about the game, as well as they had just put out some concept art. And this is our second piece of concept art for this game. Unfortunately, not as nice as the first piece. Also doesn't really give us too much more information, at least not on my end of things. I'm sure these really big The Last of Us buffs who know a lot about the world could probably extract something from here, but it just is an environment shot from what I see, with two characters in the shot as well. So it's not too much to take away from there, but I'm really looking forward to seeing some gameplay. I want to see some gameplay. The concept art is great and all, but I'm not really moved by concept art. I'm more moved by trailers and gameplay specifically, which is the most important thing for me. So while it's great, and I'm sure a lot of people will really enjoy this, I can't deny that this doesn't move the needle much for me personally, although I am really excited to see what they do with this game. It's also important to note that they did talk about the team. Vinette Agarwal, Joe Pettinati, I don't know if I'm saying these right, but forgive me if I'm not, and Anthony Newman are leading this project. These are, Anthony Newman is definitely a big one in terms of names. They also do state that 37 million copies have been sold globally of the Last of Us franchise as of December 2022. So very big deal, very big deal. 37 million copies, that's amazing. And on top of that, we've got some great information here. They also got the Last of Us 10th anniversary in June. So leading up to that, we're going to get lots of information, I think, about the game. And then probably on the 10th anniversary, maybe we get a teaser for The Last of Us Part 3. Or I could be wrong, but we don't know yet. It's speculation on that end of things for sure. Now, lastly, I want to talk to you guys about Silent Hill, the franchise. We know that there's Silent Hill 2 remake happening. We've heard about the short message getting rated in Taiwan. Well, Dust Golem has given us another update. As you know, they have been reliable in terms of leaking stuff related to the horror games and specifically Silent Hill franchise. They say, in quotes, there's at least 3 Silent Hill projects which haven't been announced yet, not including the short message. Yes, really. But one of them is in very early development. Now, this is very interesting, obviously. You know, we've got Silent Hill 2 Remake, and all of a sudden we got 3 other projects plus the short message. It seems like Konami is going all out with this IP. They really want to make a lot of projects. I do wonder if this is oversaturating the market with the Silent Hill projects. Some people might love that. I think, you know, maybe putting out a good game every now and again for the Silent Hill franchise is a lot more valuable than doing, like, you know, 4 projects at once. Then again, I mean, they are utilizing their IP, and I'm really glad they are, because they were just staying dormant and there was no point. I do hope we see MGS make a comeback. I do think they will. There's too many rumors, just too much out there that would have us believe that there is something going on there. So a lot to take in, a lot of information. I don't know what to make of most of this stuff because it's so vague, right? To be clear, I do want to say that there's zero, I want to say there's less than 1% chance that Kojima's working on anything related to Konami IP. It's for your best interest to just get that out of your mind. Don't get your hopes up for some sort of Kojima / Silent Hill or MGS collaboration. I think it was quite clear that that's just something that's not in the cards, especially with the way that relationship ended. So I wouldn't put any faith in that kind of topic. You know, it's fun to speculate. It's fun to discuss the what ifs, but it's not a good thing if you put it in your mind that it's almost like an expectation and then you just let yourself down when the reality is these were never a possibility. And when it comes to Kojima and Konami, any collaboration between them I don't think is going to happen. Kojima's already rich. He can't convince this man with money. He's got honor. He's got pride. And clearly the way things left off with him and Konami was in a very, very rough shape. And I just don't see him going back to work with them. And money is just not in the question. This man is already rich. This man is already well-renowned. He's got his reputation as well. So I don't think that money will be the convincing factor. No way, no how. And he's also a man that likes to move forward and evolve and change things and see what he can do. So I doubt he's going to go backwards into projects that he worked on previously, like Metal Gear Solid. And obviously the Silent Hills, unfortunately, never saw the light of day. So there's that as well. But that is all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of what Neil Druckmann had to say about The Last of Us Part 3? There being more story to tell. What do you think of The Last of Us multiplayer game? Are you excited for it? Does that concept art move the needle for you? And lastly, what do you think is going on with the Silent Hill franchise? 3 unannounced games. Plus, we have a 4th one, the short message. And then the 5th game is Silent Hill Remake 2. Do you think that's too much Silent Hill? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. As always, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe, like, comment, share the video. Helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And if you want to support the channel a little bit further, you can become a member for $1.99 Canadian. Goes a long way, and every dollar does get reinvested into the channel. I will talk to you guys all on the next one. Take care.